What is up, love doves? Coming at ya. It's a Thursday night. It's a Thursday night, and I am back in the saddle. Back in the saddle with my new mic. Hopefully the sound is decent. As I said, this is brand new top shelf mic and brand new top shelf laptop, and the settings are all proper, so this is the sound. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know why, for example, the sound is like kind of better when I just use the voice recorder app on my old S10 phone. I don't know why that is. Maybe we should be asking ourselves, but it's none of my business. None of my business. I'm just trying to produce a podcast over here. So I am coming at you, and this is going to be a real one, folks. It's a real one because I've been going through it. I'm depressed AF, or I should say I have been, because you're supposed to stay in the present when you manifest or whatever. So I am currently not as depressed. I don't know, whatever. The point is that you have to go through it to go through it. And that's, my whole life I've been trying to not go through it. My whole life I've been attempting to not go through it. So what I am learning, slowly but surely, is that you just have to go through it to go through it. So this whole idea, and that's also why I think toxic positivity is so toxic, is because it doesn't leave room for the going through it. You can't just be in a state of positivity all the time. It makes no sense. That's not this realm. That's not this realm. I believe and actually know in my heart, I don't just believe, I know in my heart that there's an afterlife, and it's amazing, and it's dancing light, and it's sex positive, and it's incredible. But that's not the world we live in. We live in this three-dimensional plus time, and I should be even careful with my language there too, because I do believe that the world is evolving. The world is always evolving. So I should say historically, it's not the world we've been living in or whatever, because I do believe that the darkest hour is just before the dawn, and that bright times are upon us. I really do. I believe that in my heart, that brighter times are here. But yeah, it's just been, I've been so depressed that it's been like hard to even create art. I haven't even wanted to create art. And it's hard to put into words like why one feels depressed. So I'm just gonna keep rambling and we'll see what happens. But like something to do with the effect of like that, I feel like I've kind of, you know, the Ouroboros, the symbol of the Ouroboros, it's a snake that eats its own tail. I think that's kind of the nature of existence. And I feel like I've like, and I'm not trying to say that I'm like somehow like evolved over here or whatever, but I've just through course of existence, I've gotten to a point now where I'm like, I've eaten my own tail. I've eaten my own tail. And that's a little bit depressing. It's a little bit depressing when you realize that you've been munching on your own tail, because you're like, well, what the fuck are we doing here then? Why am I munching on my own tail? And I don't have any answers. I'm still the biggest moron in the universe, so I have no answers for anything other than to know that I'm just kind of eating my own tail. I do enjoy meditation. I enjoy riding the rainbow serpent. I enjoy embodying the lessons that the land in Central Australia taught me. I've been thinking so much about my time in Central Australia and just like how much I was like a big moron when I was there, and I asked for their forgiveness, the Chintaperta people, because I was trying to be a lifeguard. Well, I was recruited to be a lifeguard. I wasn't like trying to be a lifeguard. I was recruited to be a lifeguard in this community in Central Australia. But what the reality of the situation is that they did not need me. They did not need me there. They did not want, there was a tension in the community. There was part of the community did want the pool to have a pool for the kidlets, because the little kids love pools, and I totally get that. Sorry, I just knocked my mic. Little kids love pools, and actually adults I love pools. Who doesn't love pools? So there was part of the community did want the pool there for the little kidlets to enjoy. But another part of the community was like, no, we don't need a pool here, because the water was very, very scarce, because it's Central Australia. It's extremely barren. So the water was very, very scarce. And to have a pool, it requires like enormous amounts of fresh water. And so this other part of the community was like, no, we don't need a pool. So then me, as just like young buck over here, because this was a while ago now, this is 2007 or so. I was just a young buck, and I'm just trying to experience life, and I've been taught everything I've been taught has been wrong, by the way. Literally everything. Every single thing I have been taught has been wrong. So let's just put that right out there. Every single thing that I have been taught is dead wrong. That's what I'm realizing. Anyways, the folks in Central Australia, because they're way more evolved than me, knew that already. They already knew. They knew that. They knew about the snake eating its own tail. They already ride the rainbow serpent. They play the didgeridoo and they ride the rainbow serpent. That's like the best you can do. It's the most amazing thing you can do. They have it figured out already. So it was incredibly frustrating for them to have some cracker from Chicago rolling up and trying to be a lifeguard when they're like, yo, we don't have enough water here. So yeah, it would be great to have a pool, but we don't have enough water and we're way more evolved than you and we don't need it. But I was too much of a dumb fuck to understand at the time. I did not understand. So I was also trying to, quote, do the right thing. You know, I'm trying to do the right thing. So I was trying to like attain this pool, or not. I wasn't even trying to. I was just trying to be a good lifeguard. I was just going to try to be a good lifeguard, and I had trained to be a lifeguard, and it's good. You should have lifeguards, and it's good. I was just going to try to be a good lifeguard while the kidlets enjoy the pool, and everything's fine. However, they did not need me. So that put me in a very, very awkward and humiliating position. And this is something that I am continuing to like come up upon in my life, like over and over again. This awkward and humiliating position of being not needed. And that actually now comes full circle. That's where my depression comes in, because I feel like I'm completely unnecessary, because I don't necessarily want to have a family, because I don't necessarily feel like it's the greatest situation for, okay, here's my thing. I want to do my part to take care of the people that are here already. That's what I want to do. So my heart is, I have a very soft heart. I'm not like an ass. I'm a dumbass, but I'm not an asshole. And it's not like I'm saying anything about anything over here, because having a family is so beautiful. I'm sure. I don't know, because I don't have a family, but like I imagine that having a family is really beautiful. But I'm not quite ready for it because of the circumstances of everything. How carrots are $53 and then they're going to be $85 soon, and it's just like, I don't necessarily know if that's the answer. I don't necessarily know if the answer is to then bring a brand new soul in right now. And now you have a brand new soul, and now you have to make sure that everything's good for the new soul. It's like, yeah, but I don't even have my own shit figured out yet. So that's kind of where I'm at with that. And also then it comes back to the like, I'm unnecessary. Like I'm extemporaneous. I'm extraneous. Now I don't actually believe that. I do feel like I am, to be honest with you, I'm proud of my podcast, because my podcast is something that I have created on my own with no one else's help. I've dug it up from my own earth. I've poured my heart and soul and mind and everything into it, and I've built it up, and it's a thing now. And my podcast is a thing now. And so that's something that I can be proud of. But like, other than that, I'm just like, I'm not necessary. I don't feel necessary at all. And that's what gives rise to the depression. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. I was talking about this experience in Central Australia, and these folks, why not just the land, but the people also, the Chintaperta people taught me so much. They humiliated me. And that was my medicine. My medicine was to be humiliated, because it's a cringe thing to do, to like go in to a community and be like, hey, I'm here. And they're like, why? That's a cringe thing. That's a cringe thing to do. So it was my medicine. And I feel lucky and thankful that I was able to receive my medicine to feel cringe. So basically, the gentleman who I was supposed to work with, he dipped, because he's like, this is too hectic right now, where it's this like tribal conflict and it's hectic. So he dipped, fair enough. And I was just stuck there The dude that had recruited me had dipped. He had a big truck, this gentleman. He had a big truck, and he liked to drive around the desert and drink alcohol. So this gentleman had his huge truck, and he was just driving around the desert and drinking alcohol. And he was kind of on a vacation or whatever. So he brought me in to kind of like hold down the fort while he drove around the desert and drank alcohol. So he's driving around the desert drinking alcohol. I'm now here, and I was there for like a while. I was there for like 2 months, 3 months, like it was a minute. But with like quote unquote nothing to do, because the people put their foot down as they should have. And they're like, yo, there's not enough water. We don't need the pool. So therefore we don't need you. So therefore, Cracker, you're going to have to like figure out what you're doing. You're going to have to figure it out on your own. And I am like a shy person. Naturally, I'm very shy. And so I did feel shy. I didn't want to like impose myself on the local people. Like I would have loved to have like, you know, like hunted and stuff like that, gone out hunting and gathering and all that kind of stuff. I would have loved to do that, but I didn't want to like impose myself, and they didn't really want me there, which is fair, completely fair. So therefore, I was just there holding down the fort for this gentleman who was driving around in this big truck drinking alcohol for a few months, holding down the fort in one of the most powerful places on the planet. I believe that in my heart, that Central Australia is one of the most powerful places on the planet. It's Uluru. There's this like magnificent rock that's there. This is so magnificent. And anyway, I could go on and on about how much they taught me. Like I remember there were signs saying like, don't climb on the sacred rock. Please don't climb on the sacred rock. But then there was these German tourists that would climb on the sacred rock anyway. They would climb on the sacred rock even though the Aboriginal Australians kindly requested with signs, please do not climb on the sacred rock. The German tourists, they would even like, they put up like carabiners and stuff, and they're like carabinering on the rock. And I remember this one elder said to me, he's like, well, I just feel bad for them. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. You're not like mad? He's like, no, I'm not mad. I just feel very, very sad. And I was like, fuck, why do you feel so sad? I might not have said fuck. I might have just been like, hey, why does it make you feel sad? And this elder said to me, he said, they have no story. Put that in your pipe and smoke it, everybody. They have no story. Yikes. Could we think of anything worse than not having a story? I can't think of anything much worse than not having a story. And this is just from my own philosophical perspective. I do believe that everybody actually does have a story. First off, who am I to disagree with an so I'm not even, this man knows what he's talking about over here, but I'm also not trying to cast aspersions necessarily. I'm not trying to say that these German individuals are like, I'm sure they have their own story, but their own story is like not that great, unfortunately, because their story right then is they're violating the sacred space of the most evolved people on the planet. So that's your story. You're violating the sacred space of the most evolved people on the planet. So I think that's kind of what the elder was saying. Like, yeah, it's a story, but it ain't much of a story, because like, it's like, oh, tell me about yourself. Like you're on a first date, you're speed dating or whatever. And it's like, oh yeah, hey, I'm Brent. Oh, what do you do? I violate sacred space, even though they ask me not to. It's like, ew. That's not exactly a great, like, that doesn't really pop. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't really pop. You don't really want to like go back for a second date on that. At least not for me. That's not my cup of tea. If someone tells me that their thing is that they like to violate sacred space, I'm going to be like, ew, cool. Nice to meet you. And I'm going to walk away. So, anyways, another reason why I'm going through it is because I had a legitimately traumatic experience trying to be a DJ. Trying to be a DJ was legitimately traumatic for me. So I'm like recovering from this traumatic experience trying to be a DJ. I'm not going to name any names. This is not about naming names. but it was basically the whole thing of like, I'm gonna be a DJ. It was feeding on my ego, because my ego was telling me that like, oh, I'm so great that like people want to listen to me DJ, which is like, I do have a SoundCloud, and it's way out of date. The SoundCloud's way out of date. I'll put the link in the description if you're interested. It's like, because I haven't really been interested in building the SoundCloud in a hot minute, because I've been putting so much work into my podcast. But you know, just so I feel like a fool, because I basically the whole thing is like, okay, we want you to play music, but actually what they want you to do is they want you to leverage your contacts and sell tickets to people in your life that like care about you, or just people that like your flyer. So they're just they're just trying to sell tickets for their own enrichment. And then the artist gets like nothing. The artist gets hardly anything. Like literally the ticket was like $13 a ticket, and I got $1 per ticket sold. So, and I was like buying tickets too, because they kind of tricked me into thinking like, well, to get your time slot, you got to sell these amount of tickets. So I got tricked, I got scammed. And that just felt so humiliating. It felt so humiliating that I got scammed so easily. And it was because, I feel like part of it was because my ego was like out of balance. Like, lots of people can make nice sets, you know what I mean? Like, one of the things that made it so humiliating is that there was an actual live band so it was basically like an open mic format. The venue was basically like an open mic format. So basically I was tricked into selling tickets for people to come see me do like a 20-minute open mic DJ set, like open deck, but it wasn't set for open decks. It wasn't designed for open decks. It wasn't a good fit. It was very embarrassing. It was designed, it was like a stage more for like hip hop or like legitimate bands. And there was like the first band that went on was really, really incredible. Easy Parcheesi or something like that. I wish I could remember their name, but they were really, really good. It was like a 8-piece band, and they were amazing. And the lead singer was fantastic, and she was funky, and it was live music, and it was incredible. And then it was just like me with my set. And like, now I did put work into my set that I created. Like, I did put real work into it, but it was just such not the right fit. It was not the right fit. Like, maybe I could do this at like an open decks events at Walter Studio or something like that. I could maybe play my set and it would be a better fit, but I don't have to run around selling tickets for that. I don't have to run around roping my friends into that. So I felt so mortified that I had like roped in people in my life that I really care about and are really good people. I had like roped them into this scam, and I just felt so mortified. So I've been like recovering from that horrible event. And I honestly don't know if I'm ever gonna like publicly DJ again. I love creating sets in the privacy of my own little home studio and making music for the podcast and all that kind of stuff, and you know, chopping and screwing and all that. I love that, but like, I don't know if I'm ever gonna want to like publicly DJ again, because I was like deeply scarred by how fucked this whole scenario was. And but it did teach me like it reinforced some very important lessons, such as like friends, like true friends that actually are there for you are the most important thing in life, hands down. Like, hands down. True friends that are there for you are the most important thing in life. I believe that in my heart. Without true friends that actually matter and that care about you, like then you really do start getting into like deep meaninglessness. We are social creatures. And we're meant to socialize. We're meant to spend time with one another. We're meant to share time. We're meant to share time with each other and have experiences and bounce ideas off of one another. That's what we're supposed to do. That's what we're best at. We are social creatures. We really are. We are social creatures. And that's why my heart breaks for people that are subjected to like solitary confinement. My heart breaks for those people, because I do feel like, that the social aspect of existence and having people in your life that you care about and that care about you and are there to support you, that is like just so far and away the most important thing. So I'm just trying to put the whole event behind me. It ended up costing me money and time and energy, and then it also traumatized me. So I made some money for this company, this quote unquote recruiter, because they sold me a bill of goods. Like I am an idiot, but I'm not like, I'm a pretty big idiot, but I got sold a bill of goods. I was sold that it was gonna be like sound techs and this and that, and I was imagining like a legitimate like venue, like the type of thing that I like to go to. Like I love to watch DJs spin because I like good music. So, but then you're talking like the lights and the stage and the whole thing, and it's the whole production, and that's because my ego had gotten out of balance. I had allowed myself to think that it was gonna be that type of a thing. And that's also the bill of goods that I was sold. So it was a combination of being sold a bill of goods, being just straight up exploited, So I do think that like exploiting artists and exploiting your desire to create art for people is no bueno. I do feel that. And I'm not naming names or anything over here, but I feel like exploiting the desire to create art, it's a very like pure desire. Like it's a very pure thing. You're just trying to, like, I know that the band, the eight piece band, they had like infinitely more amounts of talent than I had for like just making a set. I know that. I'm not like delusional. My idea was just that I was just gonna create some nice vibes and people could maybe dance and enjoy themselves. But instead it was like I was like the center of attention, but then also nothing worked. The sound tech didn't work, nothing worked. There was no lighting, there was no nothing. It was kind of a depressing atmosphere. And so it just felt like a humiliation experience. And similarly to just like how it was my medicine in Central Australia to be humiliated, I think maybe it was my medicine to be humiliated in this regard. But I was sold a bill of goods. So I will say that I was sold a bill of goods, and I am a little bit upset at the whole mentality of like exploiting artists, just like getting what you can get, you know? It's like vulture shit. It's like, let's just get what we can get. And then like, so what can they do what are they gonna do with that money? You know, they're gonna probably buy more stuff at Bed Bath & Beyond for their mansion with the money. And then meanwhile, I just got traumatized and humiliated. Like it was so awful. And I know that sometimes I can be melodramatic, so I guess you could accuse me of being melodramatic right now, because luckily my dear sweet friends that were there to support me, they tell me that they still had a good time. So I'm trusting that they did actually have a good time, and I'm recovering from the trauma and I will move on. But it was just so wretched. And then to put the fucking ugly cherry on top of the ugly pie, the servers at the venue where I was at were fucking racist to my Mexican friends. And I'm like, wow, dude. So then on top of everything, you're also gonna be racist to my Mexican friends. And it's just like, it was a lot for one little heart to handle. Like, it was just like a deeply traumatic experience. But luckily my friends are amazing. Luckily they're strong as fuck and they can shake it off. And you know, they unfortunately, what my Mexican friends tell me is that racism is just like a part of life, unfortunately. And so like, at least there was like a little bit of solidarity there of like, well, yeah, this is a part of life. But I find it very, very cringe. I find racism to be like the most cringe thing in the universe. And it makes my heart sad, and there's no reason for it. And it really shouldn't exist. And we have to like evolve and get better and not be racist, because it's just such a waste of time and energy, and it sucks. Like, it sucks really bad. And I don't know what else to say about it other than it's like the most cringe thing in the universe to be racist. And it points to like, if someone is racist, it means they have like work to do with themselves. It probably means that they don't like something about themselves, and so then they're projecting into the world to be, because how stupid it's also dense. Like racism is also very, very, smooth brained? It's very, very smooth brained to be like, okay, well, I'm not going to look at my own issues that are causing me like whatever mental troubles I'm having. I'm not going to do that. Instead, I'm going to blame it on somebody who has a different shade of skin than me. And like, also, I believe that the melanin is like the more evolved thing. That's what I personally believe, because it allows you to be in the sun more. And I'm, as a sun worshiper, I'm like all about the sun. So I just feel like it's just very smooth brained. Being racist is very, very smooth brained. And so we should probably move past it. It's cringe. It's horrible. And it also like pisses me off because like these are my friends who are like there for me through thick and thin. And then you're going to be racist to them. Like, fuck you, it makes me very, very upset. And it should make all of us very, very upset. And it should also like embarrass. It's just very embarrassing. So just like, if just for the sake of like, don't be so embarrassing, just don't be racist. Like of all the things, like we have this infinite life in front of us. Like there's just, you can do anything you want. You can put crayons to paper. You can go run around. You can swing a ball and chain. You can do whatever. You can have sexy times. You can get into kink parties. You can do whatever the fuck you want. And instead, you're going to be a smooth-brained racist. Like, what a bad decision that is. Just a very, very bad decision. So racism is cringe, and it also makes me upset. And the whole DJ thing was just like a massive humiliation medicine experience for me. But I do believe I have to walk my walk, and I believe that like the things that happen to you, they happen for a reason. So I have to walk my walk and I have to take my medicine. But it was like straight up traumatic, and I'm like depressed and recovering from it. So that I put all this work into promoting a show and making a set and creating art and selling tickets. I put all this work in for the privilege of being traumatized and humiliated. That's what happened to me this weekend. Anyways, I'm putting it behind me. It's water under the bridge. I'm back in the saddle now. I'm recording for the podcast. I'm sharing thoughts and ideas. I am proud of my podcast. I am thankful for the people that support my podcast. And this brings me to a very important point that, well, it's a point I already made about how true friends are the most important thing in life. And this brings me to my beautiful, fantastic, amazing sponsor. I have a fantastic, beautiful, amazing sponsor, and I am going to tell you about how amazing they are right now and why you should probably get into some of this stuff too, because it is a mental performance shot. It is a mental performance shot. So we're going through life, we're getting traumatized, or we're not. Hopefully we're not. But a lot of times, sometimes you do. Also, sometimes you have amazing experiences, but then it's exhausting because you're having so much fun that you don't sleep for a long time. And then also people have work to do. They got bills to pay. They got rents to give. They got landlords to enrich. They got, stuff that, and then it just takes all this energy and it's just exhausting. And you're like, I'm done. I don't got no more. This is where the mental performance shot comes in. Friends, it's called Magic Mind. Magic Mind. It says it all. The name says it all. It makes your mind magical. Listen, we all know the world is packed with weapons of mass distraction. Everything is trying to distract you from you. Literally everything. Scroll, swipe, swipe. Go to DD's, get a fountain for $7. I'm not complaining. I actually did get a fountain for $7 at DD's, and I'm happy about it, but still, it is still a little bit of a distraction. Distractions are not necessarily the problem, but they can be, and that's because they cause a lot of stress. They cause a lot of stress, and stress, I cannot stress this enough, is the silent killer, friends. Stress is the silent killer. I started to go gray when I was like 21 years old, and it was because I had a bad drinking problem and because I was working too hard. Stress will age you faster than anything else in the world. So all these things you do, and I'm a big self-help person. Like I'm constantly trying to self-care, and I do sauna and acupuncture and this and that. If you're stressed out, forget about it. So what Magic Mind helps you do, it helps your body equip itself so that it can exist in a state where you are productive without being stressed. And this will allow you to live to be 400 years old. Now that statement was not necessarily doctor validated, that you'll live to be 400. That's just Little Raven kind of using exaggeratory phrases. But the doctors have validated Magic Mind. They created it with a scientific advisory board of doctors and medical researchers. It's been in development for 10 plus years. They've gone over hundreds of iterations to perfect their formula to get to where they are now, to get that magnificent little green shot, friends. It's a magnificent little green shot. My beautiful sponsor sends me these shots, and I take these shots, and I'm just like, I'm flying. I'm flying, friends. And you can fly too. And I'm going to give you the discount code. At the end of this little snippet, I'm going to give you the discount code because you can get 20% off because you're a love dove. You can get 20% off. It's going to be in the description. It's in the description right now. I'm also going to tell you at the end. Heck, I'm going to tell you right now. magicmind.com/barbariannoetics20. magicmind.com/barbariannoetics20 to get that 20% off, to get this beautiful little green shot that they've been working on. Live to be 400 years old. Why not? Why not? I feel like the darkest hour is right before the dawn, and I feel like the earth is kind of giving way to like a better earth. So why not? Why not? Let's do it. What sets Magic Mind apart? What doesn't it set it apart? It's not a coffee replacement. No one's trying to replace anybody's coffee. As I've said it once, I've said it 1,000 times. I work at a coffee shop. I'm a coffee shop guy. We all love coffee. Magic Mind is not trying to replace coffee. They are not trying to do that. They are trying to augment your reality, augment your experience of life. It's got time-released caffeine. So once again, caffeine doesn't actually give you energy. It blocks the adenosine neuroreceptors in your brain. Caffeine is scamming you like recruiters that say that you're going to do a thing and you're going to have a sound team, and then you go and it's an open mic format and you're mortified and humiliated for days and you go into a depressive state. That's kind of like what caffeine does in a way. Not exactly, but you get the point. Magic Mind, what it allows, it works with your body. That's what Magic Mind does. It uses 12 active ingredients to help support your body's energy engine, that energy engine. The ATP, baby. Day after day, Magic Mind is not just a little fleeting charge up. It's an enhancement. It's an enhancement for a brilliant today and an even better tomorrow and an even better day after that until we're 400. And then maybe it's time to move on to the next realm, because remember, when you pass on, it's just to the next realm. Like nothing is ever ending. The universe is like a torus. Light radiates and then the black hole swallows, and it's just we're breathing forever and ever. And why not enjoy? Why not enjoy ourselves while we can? You will have less stress in your life. You will have less stress in your life if you simply allow Magic Mind to send you this beautiful green shot. Very, very sleek packaging. Very artistic packaging. I really appreciate that about Magic Mind. Very sleek and artistic packaging. These little green shots, and you pound the shot. I personally think it tastes great. I think it tastes awesome. But you can put it in juice. You can put it in a smoothie. You can do whatever you want because you are a sovereign individual. We're sovereign individuals, and we can do whatever we want in this life. And Magic Mind is just trying to help us do it. So help yourself. No one can help you if you don't help yourself. Order Magic Mind. magicmind.com/barbariannoetics20. Get the 20% discount. Get the green shot. Take the green shot. Live to be 400. Let's make the world a better place, shall we? And not be stressed out while we do it. There's no need to be so stressed out all the time. I'm so tired of stress. I'm exhausted by stress. So don't hurt your energy bank. Heal your energy bank with the beautiful people and the beautiful souls and the beautiful ingredients of Magic Mind. Oh, Magic Mind, Magic Mind, Magic Mind makes me free. Oh, saying my prayers and eating my vitamins, and my vitamins are called Magic Mind, baby. They got the Cognizant City Choline. It's the best nootropic on the market, hands down. Drop the mic. Cognizant City Choline, drop the mic. The best nootropic on the market. It's proprietary molecular form of City Choline, which normally has a 2-year wait list for customers, but somehow you just go to magicmind.com/barbariannoetics20 and boom, you get that sent right to your door. You chug that and then bam, their matcha is the highest possible grade. It is organic ceremonial grade matcha. Doesn't that sound nice? Grown in Japan organic, ceremonial grade, grown in Japan. I've never even visited Japan, but I want to go to Japan. I feel like I would be happy in Japan. Why? Because they understand that you can bathe in the forest in Japan. They bathe in the forest. They let the pheromones from the trees just rain down, and you're just in the park and you forest bathe. And that's close to just singing in the ocean, like what I really want, my soul really wants to do. I really just want to be a whale, everyone. I just want to sing in the ocean. But it's not my time for that. My time is to be a human male, a human man, for some reason, but at least I can be not stressed out while I'm doing it. I can be not stressed out while I'm doing it, and that's where Magic Mind comes in. They grow the ceremonial grade matcha in Japan. It's only from the first harvest of every year. If it was any more sacred, it would be an emerald. If it was any more sacred, it would be the emerald that Elon Musk's dad used to mine to get him his spending money when he was a young tyke. He used to take the emeralds to Saks Fifth Avenue and sell them and get hundreds of dollars. That was like his allowance. But that's called pulling yourself up by your bootstraps. So if you're not succeeding out there, well, get yourself a dad who owns an emerald mine and stop complaining to me about it, okay? Don't complain to me about it. Pull yourself up by your bootstraps. Get your dad who has an emerald mine in apartheid-era Zambia, and then get the emeralds shipped in wholesale, and then sell them to Saks Fifth Avenue and get hundreds of frog skins to use for your allowance. And stop complaining to me, okay? I don't want to hear any more excuses from anyone over here. Find yourself a father who owns an emerald farm, okay? Emerald mine. You can't really farm emeralds, you more mine them. Find yourself a father who owns an emerald mine and stop complaining to me that life is so hard, okay? I don't want to hear it. When there's fathers out there who own emerald mines in apartheid-era Zambia, and you can just sell the emeralds to Saks Fifth Avenue for frog skins for your allowance, that's called pulling yourself up by your damn bootstraps. That's what it's all about. That's the American dream. That's the American dream. Find a father who owns an apartheid-era emerald mine. It's the American dream. It's so easy. Why is everyone complaining? Why are there people on the streets? It's so ridiculous. Hello? No, I'm not just going to give you $1 when you can just find a father who has a mine, who mines emeralds. Why would I just give you $1? You can just find a daddy with an emerald mine. Done effing deal. Magic Mind uses nano-encapsulation technology. That makes their ingredients more bioabsorbable by the body compared to pills and powders. The process makes the active ingredients very small. They get absorbed 5 to 10 times faster. This is something I really, really love about Magic Mind. They donate 5 cents for each bottle sold to mental health charities that help U.S. houseless communities. Goddess bless you for that, Magic Mind. The houseless people need our help. The houseless people are all over the place. It's very, very sad. In the United States of America, there's houseless people everywhere. It's very, very sad. It sucks. I myself was once houseless. It's horrible. No one likes being houseless, although people make the best. I should be more careful with my language. You make the best of everything. You try to build community. And there are, in city of Phoenix, they are now building housing because a judge, I think, ordered the city. The judge was like, no, you have to build housing for the houseless. So the housing is being built for the houseless, and that's like very, very positive. So keep glass half full, and the world, we are making the world a little bit better each and every day. And Magic Mind is a part of that. They donate 5 cents for each bottle sold to mental health charities that help U.S. houseless communities. You cannot get any more righteous than that. They're 100% carbon neutral. What's even crazier is that there's no risk. They're so confident in what they have built over these hundreds of iterations that they will refund 100%, no questions asked, for 100 days after buying. So it's not even a risk. It is not even a risk. They ship internationally, so my beloved international listeners can order the Magic Mind, magicmind.com/barbariannoetics20. Get that Magic Mind in ya. Get it done. Say your prayers. Eat your vitamins. Have your free speech, because your speech is free. And let's do it. And let's make the world a better place. I'm going to bring this little tidbit to an end right now, but I'm going to add as like a little tip of propina to the listeners. I was super grouchy the other day. I was very, very grouchy. And I recorded a 10-minute segment in my motor vehicle. about like when I realized that I don't actually have free speech, and I was super grouchy about it because I was raised to be like, you're America, you get free speech. It turns out you only have free speech if you can afford a private security firm to protect you. So, and that's the free market, baby. It's so beautiful. All the libertarians out there. Amen, baby. Amen. To the free market, it works so good. You can have free speech if you can afford a private security team to protect your physical person. Then you can have free speech. So yeah, so we totally have free speech, but there's a fine print. You have free speech, and then the fine print, you need a private security team to defend your person. And that's the reality we live in, folks. At least I live in the imperial core over here. If I want my free speech, I have to have a private security team to protect my person. I don't. I am a long hair podcaster just trying to survive over here, having depressive episodes and just doing the very best I can. I do not have the resources to have a private security team. So therefore, I do not have any free speech. So I do the best I can with what I'm allowed to talk about. Like, racism is cringe and misogyny is the biggest issue. That's the truth. It's the dang truth. And that I can say without being rated by an agency. So gracias a Dios, there's a few things I can talk about without being rated by an agency. And that is that misogyny is the biggest problem. And we're going to destroy ourselves if we don't figure out misogyny and start honoring ladies because they have the womb. And what was the other thing? Racism is cringe. That's the other thing. Racism is cringe. It is so cringe. It's very smooth-brained. So even just to preserve your own self-respect, don't be racist. Just to preserve your own self-respect, because it is so stupid. And if anything, you should be like, I'm jealous that I don't have more melanin. Like, it allows you to be in the sun for longer. It's better. So like, I'm like kind of bummed that I'm such a pasty cracker. And that's why I spend so much time in the sun, because then I get tan and it feels nice, and then I get to photosynthesize. But yeah, racism is cringe and misogyny is very, very bad. So I recorded this very grouchy segment in my motor vehicle, and I'm going to include it here at the end of this little episode as a propina for the listeners, for the day ones who've been there day in, day out. Keep on supporting the podcast. Keep on holding it down. Keep on being amazing. Hell yeah. Let's eat pan dulce. Let's enjoy our lives. Let's use our sugar. And Goddess bless everybody. If you have not done so already, get some pan dulce from Tres Leches on Van Buren. They have the best pan dulce in the universe. They also have really nice drinks as well. Tres Leches on Van Buren is amazing. Pan dulce, coffee, get it. Get it done. Get her done. If you're interested in tacos, I highly recommend Tacos Chihuas on Indian School. Tacos Chihuas has such the way that they season the meat in Chihuahua. They season the meat a certain kind of way in Chihuahua, and it cannot be duplicated. Tacos Chihuas, they get it done. Get those tacos. Get the gorditas. They got the rojad gorditos. Oh, it's amazing. And then what I learned when I was in Mexico is you can actually fry gorditas. And when you fry gorditas, that's, I dare say, even better. But any sort of gordita is very, very excellent. So anyway, without further ado, let's get into this my grouchy propina segment when I realized that you need a security team to have free speech. So, and I can't afford a security team, so therefore I have no free speech. And God has blessed everybody. I love you all. I appreciate everybody out there. I appreciate being kept so safe. I appreciate the United States Post Office. I appreciate the Amazon delivery drivers. I appreciate the FedEx drivers, because I apologize because I forgot to mention FedEx when I was giving the delivery shout outs the other day. So I appreciate the FedEx delivery drivers. I appreciate the UPS delivery drivers. I appreciate the United States Post Office. I appreciate the Amazon delivery drivers. And I believe that you should still tip when you can. I know it's not always possible, but when you can, tip your delivery drivers. Because just like how I sort of live off tips as a coffee man who makes coffee, I think it's nice to tip your delivery drivers too, because it's very, very hard work. And all the truckers out there who are like transporting things in trucks, I just give mad props, because I don't think my nervous system would be able to handle it, like sitting for so long like that. It's very, very difficult work. And so I just want to tip my hat and give props and thank you. Thank you for keeping our society functioning. All the delivery people delivering everything. I do not take it for granted. Thank you very, very much. And I hope you enjoy this grouchy segment when I realize that because I can't afford a private security team, that I no longer have free speech. All right, much love, everybody. I'll be back on the air real soon. Maybe I won't even be as depressed, because I'm going through it. I'm allowing myself to go through it. So I will get through it, and then I won't be depressed, and everything's all good.
Anything's possible. Anything's possible.
I'm driving in my car right now, heading home from Planet Fitness. Had a nice workout, and I'm just jumping on to keep the feet alive and to celebrate my free speech. My speech is so free that we can talk about the weather. So that's pretty cool. I mean, I think that's what everybody wants from radio these days. They just want to talk about the weather. They want, I don't know about you, but what I want from my radio is like, hey, how's it going? Good. How's the weather? Hot. Yeah, it's hot. The weather's hot and I'm good. So that's the awesome radio that we have now. And because I'm just trying to get packages delivered to me. So maybe if I start getting packages delivered to me, then my speech can be more free again. But right now my speech is so free that it's just like, hey, how's the weather? Good. How are you? Good. I'm good. Everything's good. So, but real talk though, I am actually pretty good. Like, I am pretty good. I'm driving home from the gym, having a good day. I'm stressed out because I have a set that I have to do on September 20th. So I'm gonna be performing a set at Blues Bar in Phoenix on September 20th. And it's stressing me out. So I have to craft the set. But it will be a fun set, it will be an upbeat set. But I'm certainly not doing it for my personal enjoyment, that's for damn sure, because I might not even get paid for it, so. But it'll be an upbeat set. It'll be nice and vanilla for everybody. It'll be a nice vanilla, upbeat set. And we can talk about the weather. And this is how awesome radio is now, so. I don't know about you, but I think this is fucking rad. Radio is so cool. And Howard Stern's a fucking asshole. I actually don't know Howard Stern personally, but he seems like kind of a dick to me personally, but whatever. He seems like he objectifies women. He's a piece of shit. And have I, in the past, made that mistake? Yes, I have, but I don't do that anymore. So I'm moving on with my life, and everybody should move on with their lives too. And the biggest problem we have, I see, is misogyny. Misogyny everywhere. Everyone is just misogynistic. And the world is so misogynistic that I don't even want to start a family, because I don't trust the world to like be okay to bring new souls into. And I also don't trust, like, sorry to say this, but corporate culture to take care of things so that carrots aren't $85. Right now they're $53. If I have children, they're going to be $85 by the time my kids are adults. So I'm not trying to bring children into a world where carrots are going to be $85 and where everyone is misogynistic. So I'll just talk about the weather, and it's hot still. It's very hot still, because I do choose to live in the desert. I love the desert, so I love the sun, I love the desert. So I'm not even complaining right now. It just kind of sucks that, like, this is all I get to talk about now. I can't even, like, express that I hope my friend in another country is doing okay. Like, I can't even express that, apparently, because then I don't get packages delivered to me. So, you get what you get and you don't throw a fit. So yeah, the weather's good, and I'm good. And there's a robot car right now. I'm passing a robot car, because the robot cars are everywhere in this city, just doing whatever it is they're doing. They're certainly not doing autonomous surveillance. They're certainly just driving people around. I mean, they are driving people around, and it's probably convenient for people. And I have people in my life that I respect. Well, I have to stop for these golf carts right now. There's some golfers. Some golfers be golfing. See, that's nice. Some golfers of color smiling and waving at me and golfing. I'm glad that some people are enjoying their life, because I do not know what fun is anymore. I really do not know what fun is anymore. I guess I'm sort of having fun right now, venting a little bit. That's kind of fun. But yeah, I don't know what fun is anymore. I don't know what it is. And I don't trust the world enough to want to start a family. And I kind of just want to live on a farm and watch chickens be chickens and eat eggs. And then the vegans are going to be like, how dare you eat the eggs? And I'll be like, I'll show you. This is how I eat them. Yum, yum. Nom, nom. I just ate the eggs. That's how I eat the eggs. And that's kind of how I'm thinking I just want to live. Live on a farm, watch chickens be chickens, and eat eggs, and talk about the weather. And when people ask me how I'm doing, I'll say, I'm good. And then I'll be like, how are you? And they'll be like, I'm good. And we're all just so good. So that's it, and that's that. Maybe if my speech feels a little bit more free, I can talk about stuff again. But right now, I'm not even getting packages delivered to me, so I don't know how free my speech can be. So I don't even know if I can express that I want my friend to be okay in another country anymore. That's how free my speech is. So I respectfully hope that everyone is okay everywhere, I guess. And I respectfully just appreciate that I have my car because my beloved father passed away. So now I have a motor vehicle. So now I have the only thing that I have any privacy in the entire world is my motor vehicle. So I have like a tiny bit of privacy in my motor vehicle. But I had to lose my father for it. So I'd much rather have my father still be here. But I know he's much happier now. And not to be too dark, but I sometimes feel like I'd be a lot more happy too. But I'm not going anywhere. I'm gonna stay here, talk about the weather. I'm good, and I hope you're good. And that's it, and that's that. What else am I allowed to even talk about? I don't know what I'm allowed to talk about. I'm driving down the road right now. I saw like 5 robot cars on my drive. And I hope that everyone's doing great, and I hope that people are having something called fun. I hope that fun is a thing that exists. And I finally did get my mushroom immune spray because I went to a store. I went to a physical store, Natty Grosh, and I purchased it with my green frog skins, the ugliest money on earth. And so now I have my mushroom immunity spray, so that's nice. So I have that. And I'm passing this really cool mural. I'm on the corner of Roosevelt and 15th Avenue here in Great Bird City. And there's a mural of Prince and John Lennon and Shakira and Selena and Amy Winehouse and Elvis and Michael Jackson. A bunch of artists who all died. They all died. Because this world is just so much fun that artists just die. But I'm not gonna die because I think that's mean. I think it's mean to just die because then the people that love you are sad. So I'm not trying to make the people that love me sad. So I'm here talking about the weather, and I'm good, and I hope you're good, and I hope everyone's good. And yeah, I hope that everyone is good in all places, in all countries. And it would be nice if there was less misogyny in the world. And it'd be nice if we respected the planet that we lived on a little bit. And it'd be nice if we realized that whales are way more evolved than we are. And they just hang out and sing in the water all day, which is the best possible thing to do. I wish that I could just be in the water singing. I would love that. I would have a lot more fun if I was a whale and I could just sit in the water and sing. Unfortunately for the whales, there's like oil drilling pulsations and shit like that all the time, and there's like whale watchers, humans who want their wants, who are like, I want to see a whale, and so the ships just constantly harass the poor whales, and then the oil drillers are like, we need to pulsate, so then the whales get their earsies hurt. But I think the ocean is vast enough that the whales can still find spaces where they can just sit and sing, and gracias a Dia for that. And that's where I'm at right now. So yeah, this is you get what you get and you don't throw a fit. So I'm not gonna talk about anything until I get packages again. I haven't gotten packages for like a week. So that's it and that's that. All right, much love everybody. Little Raven out.
Pasaste a mi lado con gran indiferencia, tus ojos ni siquiera voltearon hacia mí. Te vi sin que me vieras, te hablé sin que me oyeras, y toda mi amargura se ahogó dentro de mí. Me duele hasta la vida saber que me olvidaste, pensar que ni desprecios merezca yo de ti. Y sin embargo sigues unida a mi existencia. Y si vivo 100 años pienso en ti. Pasaste a mi lado con gran indiferencia, tus ojos ni siquiera voltearon hacia mí. Te vi sin que me vieras, te hablé sin que me oyeras, y toda mi amargura se ahogó dentro de mí. Me duele hasta la vida saber que me olvidaste, pensar que ni desprecios merezca yo de ti. Y sin embargo sigues unida a mi existencia. Y si vivo 100 años pienso en ti.